Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the virtual college fair for all Virginia students, sponsored by the Virginia Association of Collegiate Registrars and Admission Counselors and StriveScan. Thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to the presenters at any time. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. And this is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to check out the full schedule at strivescan.com/Virginia. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website, strivescan.com/Virginia. So now I will turn it over to our presenters. Here is our schedule for this evening. We are down here in C2. So first up, we'll hear from Hood College.
Hello, how's everybody? All right, I'm gonna get my screen shared with you here. Awesome. And so, hello, I'm Becca. I'm one of the admission counselors with Hood. I work primarily with first-year students, and I work with all students coming from Virginia. So if you do apply to Hood, I will be your admission counselor. Hood College is a private liberal arts college located in Frederick, Maryland, just about an hour from Baltimore and an hour from Washington, D.C. Frederick is one of the largest cities in Maryland. And our campus, you can see some pictures of it here, is located a short walk from the heart of downtown. So at Hood College, we are a smaller community. We do have around 1,100 undergraduate students on campus. So what that looks like for you practically in your day-to-day is your average class size is going to be about 15 students. So you'll get to know the other students in your class, you'll get to know your professors, they'll know you by name. You'll find that Hood is a small educational community within reach of a lot of different things. This is a picture of campus here. As I said earlier, we are about an 8-minute walk from downtown Frederick. So campus itself is about 50 acres. All of our academic buildings, residence halls, everything is in this space. And so while students can have a car on campus all 4 years, it's definitely not necessary to be able to get around and have access to a lot of great restaurants, coffee shops, local businesses. Our students are really able to take advantage of all that downtown Frederick has to offer. And thinking about our location as well, one of the things that I find myself talking about really often with Hood is the opportunity for internships and research. So this is a list of our majors here. And one thing you'll find that's really integral to a Hood education is hands-on learning opportunities. So that absolutely happens in the classroom, but outside of the classroom as well. Internships are a great opportunity to take those things that you're talking about and learning and really get to apply them. So Hood College, with our proximity to Baltimore and DC, you've access to those city centers. We're also right down the road from Fort Detrick and the National Cancer Research Institute. So for our students who are interested in biology, the medical field, there's a lot of research opportunities there. We're right off the I-270 corridor. So there's a lot of technology and biomedical tech there. And our campus is actually right next to Frederick Memorial Hospital as well, which is where nursing students do some of their clinical rotations. Of these majors, some of the most popular on campus, business, psychology, nursing, law and criminal justice, and education. And there's opportunities to double major, do a major and a minor, really get to study those things that you're passionate about and want to do after you graduate. We know that you won't be spending all of your time in class, however, and those hours outside of the classroom are a great opportunity to make your college experience your own. One way that happens is through clubs and organizations. We do have over 50 student organizations on campus, academic honor groups, groups interested in volunteering and advocacy, special interest groups. For example, I know we have a knitting club on campus, so there's a lot of ways to get involved. And on campus, we have about 500 events a year, so it's really hard to get bored at Hood. Another way you can get involved on campus is through athletics. You can see our varsity sports here. We are a Division III school, so while we don't provide athletic scholarships, you have that opportunity to really strike that balance between your athletics and your academics. In addition to our varsity sports, we do also have a club equestrian team and an esports team, which is a varsity team starting this year as well. So if you are interested in applying, we are on the Common application. We do also have a Hood specific application. They will ask you for the same information. Both applications are free. So it's really up to you which you prefer to fill out. The only additional item we're going to ask you for is your high school transcript. Hood is purely test optional, so we do not require SAT or ACT scores for admission or scholarship consideration. And we're rolling admission, which means we have no set deadlines throughout the year. Once we receive your application and your transcript, you'll hear back from us within about 2 weeks with an admission decision. My biggest piece of advice for the application process and the college search process generally, as you're figuring out where you can see yourself for the next 4 years, use your admission counselors as a resource. If you have questions about the application process, about the school, feel free to reach out to us. I'll be in touch throughout the application process, giving you updates as I get materials. Feel free to ask me questions. And if you're interested in visiting, you can reach out to me. My contact information is here. You can also go to our website and register. We're offering both virtual and in-person visits right now. So we hope to see you on campus, and I hope you have a great rest of your night.
All right, next we'll hear from Bridgewater College.
Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. My name is Jarrett Smith. I am the Director of Admissions at Bridgewater and going to be talking with you a little bit about Bridgewater. It's an exciting time in our school's history. We've seen enrollment growth, academic growth, and some building construction growth as well. So in terms of enrollment growth, you can see on the slide that our enrollment for undergraduate students is just over 1,500 students. When I was a freshman in the fall of 1999, enrollment at Bridgewater was about 1,100 students. So we've had a growth of almost 600 students over the past 20 years. We've also added some graduate school students to our enrollment as well. We'll talk about grad programs, our dual enrollment grad programs coming up with the academic growth. With the student body, undergraduates of about 1,500, means your average class size is 14. We have a 13-to-1 student to professor ratio as well. So you're going to get a personalized education with a personalized approach from faculty. Over 85% of the faculty have their terminal degrees. So that's a PhD in the subject that they're teaching. We have no teaching assistants. We have no graduate assistants on campus. So it's a full faculty member teaching every class that we have on campus. So currently we have 31 majors, 15 minors, and 4 grad school programs. Grad schools are new for us. These are all dual enrollment grad school programs. So in 5 years, you will earn a bachelor's degree and a master's degree. Our first master's program that we added to campus was athletic training. Then we followed that up the next year with the digital media strategy. Neat thing about the DMS program is this combination of art classes, business classes, and communication studies classes to give you sort of a management style for that. This past summer, we just rolled out 2 new grad school cohorts with the human resource management and the psychology mental health professions. There's no secret to it. We're going to look to grow and add some additional grad school programs, but we're not going to add an MBA. The world of higher ed doesn't need another MBA. We're going to look to take what we're doing at the undergraduate level and enhance it with a grad school program, giving students the option to do a 5-year program there. So we've also had some growth in terms of our capital building campaigns as well. So for 4 years, we took our library and went through 2 years of research and development, two years of construction, and came up with the John Kenney IV Learning Commons. We call it the FLC on campus. It's a $13 million project which extended a complete renovation of our library and added a 10,000 square foot addition onto it as well. So the Learning Commons, or the FLC, also it has all your traditional library needs, books and research and that sort of things, study areas, but it adds some enhanced academic features as well. So it's a one-stop shop for students and their academic needs. So for example, all of our writing center tutors are in there. So you can take a paper at any stage of the process of writing it and go in and talk with those folks, and they'll be able to give you some critiques and edits. It has our career service office in it as an outpost there, so you can go in and talk with those folks. All of our academic tutors for each of our classes are in there, and our peer coaches as well. We also have the Smitty's Cafe, which is like a Starbucks or Panera on campus, and the Great Room, which is this building, or this view here, this part of the building. And it's like a big living room, which offers a really neat area for students to be in. There are more study spaces and outlets in this building than I've seen in any other building. And I was part of the research and development team, and we traveled all across the country looking at different modern libraries of what it might look like and feel. So we too have a very active campus. You would be hard pressed to walk across campus and talk with a student and ask them to describe themselves or describe their Bridgewater experience. And the only thing that they would talk about is academics. We offer we have 23 NCAA teams. About 30% of our student body participates in a varsity level sport. We are Division III and part of the ODAC. We have over 60 different clubs and organizations. Those are different social groups, intellectual groups, religious groups, and ethnic groups. One of those groups of students is called SEAT, and it's this student engagement team, and they provide entertainment on the weekends for students to be involved in. So they've got a budget of over $100,000 that they program things with. So maybe it's a comedian that's coming to campus, or a game show, or a public speaker coming to campus. Maybe it is a movie that's just been released out of the theaters, bringing all those sorts of entertainment things to campus as well for students to be involved in. Campus recreation is big as well. About 30 different intramural sports teams on campus, and about 70% of the student body participates in one of those. The area around Bridgewater, if you were to draw a 10-mile radius around Bridgewater in the state of Virginia on a map, there's approximately 30,000 college students here. So the Harrisonburg economy, which is just up the road from us, is driven by the college dollar with college students in mind. So there's every eatery you can think of, shopping areas, and then we're surrounded with national and state forests to our east and west. So if you enjoy outdoor recreation activities, you can continue those as well. Bridgewater is a private school, so normally when we say that, folks sort of antennas go up and say, "Oh, you're expensive," and we are in comparatively to our public school folks. But we also offer a lot of financial aid assistance for students. So you can see here a couple highlights. Every admitted student is going to receive a merit scholarship ranging from $21,000 to $30,000. And then our Virginia residents will receive the Virginia Tuition Assistance Grant, which is an estimated grant at $3,400. Application process is real easy. You can apply through our bridgewater.edu app or the Common App. We are test optional. We have an early action deadline of November 15th. And then after that is an enrolling admissions process as well. Okay. Appreciate your time tonight. Really appreciate you guys coming tonight and seeing if Bridgewater might be the right fit. Best luck in your college search.
All right, so unfortunately, our Roanoke representative was not able to join us this evening. So next we'll hear from Norfolk State University.
Good evening, everybody. Alrighty, welcome everyone to tonight's event. My name is Ms. Dominique Garcia. I currently serve as the admissions counselor over at Norfolk State University. Norfolk State University is located right in Norfolk, Virginia. We are actually one of your few HBCUs in the Commonwealth of Virginia and one of your only two public HBCUs in the Commonwealth. We sit closer more to the heart of Norfolk. We're also known to have the largest naval base in the world. We do have a light rail on our campus, and we are one of the few schools in the Hampton Roads area that does provide a light rail. We were founded September 18th, 1935, so NSU just celebrated their 85th birthday, holding over 30 undergraduate majors, over 15 master's and doctorate programs, over 100 different clubs, very intimate sized classrooms, and we sit on a beautiful 134-acre campus. We consider ourselves to be more of a modern HBCU, reason being we've built a new building on our campus every year since '09. The next two buildings that will be coming to our campus will be our science building as well as our fine arts. You will see we're more of a medium-sized institution, which is going to come very handy for you when selecting more of a small, medium, or large institution. We do have a predominant female ratio on our campus, as well as our campus is made up with majority of undergraduate students. Now, to discuss our 5 colleges, we have College of the School of Education, School of Social Work, School of Business, College of Liberal Arts, and our CSET. We're mostly known for nursing, computer science, mass communications, cybersecurity, social work, and as of this year, we're actually the first school in the United States to roll out a cyber psychology master's program, which we're super thrilled about and really wanted our students to understand how innovative our programs are. If you will see a couple of our buildings on campus. Brown Memorial Hall does hold a great value to a Spartan. Reason being, it was our first building built onto our campus and is actually in our alma mater. And if you're looking at it and you're wondering, well, that doesn't look old. Well, actually, in 2018, NSU did knock it down and build a brand new building to give our students some new Spartan pride. You will also then see our McDimmon Center, we refer to as a seeker service building. Reason being, it's predominantly used by our computer science, cybersecurity programs. So they do have programs where they are working with the federal government. So unfortunately, not every student is welcome into the building. It's only specifically for invites only. Now you'll see our brand new $4.3 million nursing and general education building on the third and fourth floor. It's solely dedicated to our nursing majors as it is set up just like hospitals for them. You'll also then see our 3-story eco-friendly solar power library. What's so beautiful about our library is it does have a computer lab, which every building on our campus does have a computer lab with free printing. We have a multi-million-dollar African art gallery, as well as a writing center lab and 2 levels of sound and closed study rooms. We want to make sure that we cater to every single Spartan's need. You also then see our student center. That's more of your social aspect building, catering everything from the game room to workout facilities, Chick-fil-A tropical smoothie. That is where you'll see most of your either social or educational events hosted. Then right there, I'm a little bit biased. That is my building directly right there where I work. Right in there's more so you take care of business. You have admissions, transfer admissions, you have financial aid, student accounts, registrar's office right in there. So that's where any of our Spartans can go ahead and take care of their business. Majority of our students do live on campus, offering out over 10 residential halls. For my incoming freshman ladies, you do have a higher pick of residential halls versus our males. Unfortunately for our males, you're left with 3 options where our ladies are offered out 5 different options. You also see that resources are extremely helpful. We have everything from career services that helps you out with mock interviews, job placement, career placements, resume writings, computer labs, living learning communities, Oasis that assists for our students with their disabilities or international students, Student Success Center, that is actually our academic advising center for our students that are freshmen and sophomores to help out with your transitioning and really focus on just you and making sure we're providing all your needs. Additional to that, study rooms, free tutoring on our campus, and like I said, the Writing Center Lab. Now, when it comes into student life, definitely get involved. You don't want to be a stale piece of toast where you're just going to your residential hall and you're going over to class. Definitely that involvement is going to be key at our institution. As well as if you did not know, our Spartan Legion is actually a Grammy Award winning Spartan Legion, coming in as the #1 HBCU band, beating out Southern by over 20,000 votes and coming as one of your top bands in the nation, voted by ESPN. You will see we are a D1 school in the MEAC conference, and you will see the list of all of our sports right in front of your screen. If you are interested in any of our athletics, please do contact them, submitting over your highlights. For the tuition fees, we sit at $20,586, which is your most cost-efficient state institution in the Commonwealth of Virginia. So don't worry, we got you guys. You will also then see FAFSA open up as of October 1st. We hope to be one of the 10 schools you add. The priority deadline for scholarships will be March 15th. If you are looking to complete an application, we do offer it right directly on our school website, as well as Common App and Black Common App. If you are looking for a fee waiver code, please be sure to register for our open house this year, which will be October 31st. You will see then the steps of applying, super easy, as well as you can upload all supplemental documents onto it. If you do see on the screen, you will see my contact information. More than welcome to set up a one-on-one session. Like we've said before, utilize your admissions counselor. We are here to serve you. I thank you so very much, and behold the green and gold.
All right, and then we'll hear from the University of Pittsburgh.
Okay, excellent. Thank you so much for coming. I'm very excited to tell you about the University of Pittsburgh. Hopefully you can see my screen here. I'm going to go ahead and get started with just a very quick kind of at a glance overview of the University of Pittsburgh. It is a medium to large public institution. It has about 19,000 total undergraduate students. but it balances it out really well with a 14-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And most of the classes that you'll take on campus will be 30 students or less. In addition to that, there's a ton of different academic options. Being a larger institution, we have over 100 majors, minors, and certificates to choose from, 10 undergraduate schools that house all of those different programs, and 5 of those schools are available for direct entry as freshmen. So arts and sciences, business, engineering, computing and information, and School of Nursing. Um, and you can see a little bit more fun facts here, but I'm going to go into the remaining slides of this presentation. And what I've done is break down the top five things that I think are most unique or notable about the University of Pittsburgh that I think anybody being introduced to the school should know. The first one being Pitt's rankings and reputation. So as you can see, we are the #1 public university in the Northeast United States. We're the #19 public university in the country, and we're the #47 best universities in the world. We are also one of the top 10 universities for solving the pandemic crisis. You can see right there, Jonas Salk, inventor of the polio vaccine, did that on Pitt's campus. So we are trying to continue that legacy. And some of those other rankings you can see just highlight the values of the University of Pittsburgh with being military friendly, sustainability, being a college that pays you back for your investment, et cetera. The second of these top 5 things is that the University of Pittsburgh is situated in the city of Pittsburgh, which is considered a most livable city. It is an urban campus. There's tons of access to things going on across the city. It is a foodie city. It has professional sporting teams. It has cultural events, Broadway productions, all sorts of awesome things that the university does a really great job making accessible to its students, with fare-free public transportation across the city, as well as discounted admission into a lot of those different events that take place across the city. And as you can see, we are the #3 most livable city in the United States as rated by The Economist. The third thing is that we have research available for students as early as their first year at Pitt. We have an entire office dedicated to undergraduate student research, and they house a program specifically for students in their first year to get involved in research as early as their second semester. Research is available in all subject areas. So even though we do have really excellent research in terms of engineering, science, health sciences, we do have research going on in every single program. So no matter what your academic interests are, you do have the ability to get involved. The #4 top things is that we also offer a guaranteed internship program. Being in the city, we have access to tons of different businesses, tons of different industries. So working with our Career Center will not only get you those different career advising opportunities in terms of mapping out your career path, figuring out your career goals, but also working with them will gain you a guaranteed internship in your field of interest. The #5 most interesting thing that the University of Pittsburgh has to offer is something that we have called guaranteed admissions programs. These are actually relevant to the graduate level programs that are available on Pitt's campus, and it gives students the opportunity to be reviewed for a guaranteed seat in these graduate level programs with their freshman application. So submitting in your application, you can indicate there's going to be a question. You can indicate that you're interested in the law school guarantee, and we'll review you for the law school guarantee. If you get it, you'll get a letter that says, congratulations, you have a seat saved for you in the law school for when you've completed your undergraduate work. And the nice thing about this is twofold. So the first nice thing is that, assuming you take the necessary classes and get the necessary GPA, and basically that you're prepared to start the program, that extra element of competition that comes with the application process is no longer there because you have a seat saved for you. The second nice thing about these is that they are non-binding. So if after 4 years you decide, you know what, I decided against law school, I'd rather do something else, that is absolutely fine. You do not have to use it, but it's there in your back pocket if you end up wanting to use it, which is really nice. And as you can see, we have 18 of them available. So if any of this sounded interesting to you, I encourage you to submit an application. We are on rolling admissions, which means the earlier you apply, the less competitive it will be. And the longer you wait to apply, the more competitive it will be, because we'll have been making decisions that entire time. The application consists of the application itself. We are on the Common app, the Coalition app, and our own application. Really, it doesn't matter which one you use whichever one is most convenient for you. We also ask for an academic record, which could be self-reported or it could be sent to us from your high school. The test scores I will talk briefly about. That's referring to the SAT or ACT. We are test optional for 4 of our 5 freshman entry schools this year. Arts and sciences, business, engineering, computing and information are all test optional. The School of Nursing does still ask for a standardized test score as part of their application process. And then lastly, we'll ask you to answer 2 of the 4 short answer essay prompts. If you have any questions about this, please reach out to the email address at the top of the screen. We are more than happy to talk to you about it. And I definitely encourage you to learn more about the University of Pittsburgh by attending any of our virtual visits that are available on our website. And that's all I've got for you. Thank you so much for joining me today.
All right, and our final school for this session is West Virginia University, and then we'll have some time for Q&A.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining me this evening. I'm Mandy Weaver. I'm the regional recruiter at WVU and for Virginia and DC. And what I'd like to do is just go over a few of our facts, give you a little bit of background about West Virginia University before I get into more of the admission side of it. So we are the flagship institution for our state. We're a public land grant university founded in 1867, and we're in Morgantown, West Virginia. We have just under 27,000 total students at WVU. That comes from every state in the United States and the district at about 118 different countries. Our student population is about half and half with in-state and out-of-state students. And because we are a larger university, you know, a lot of times people think we have big classes, and we do have a few of those in the beginning, but our student to faculty ratio is 18:1. So you will have smaller classes throughout your time at WVU. Our freshman class profile, you can see there from our students who entered last fall with their average SAT, ACT, and GPA tends to stay around this area year to year, fluctuates a little bit here and there, usually going up as we have a different class every year coming in. So our students do well, and our freshman class size is typically between 4,800 to 5,000 a year that comes in. We have a lot of student clubs and organizations on campus, over 480, and everything from your sports and recreational type clubs and orgs to your special interest groups to organizations that are primarily focused around your major of study. So a little bit of everything. We're Division I in athletics, and we're in the Big 12. We have 18 Division I varsity level sports, and then we also have a ton of club and intramural sports. And our club sports are competitive. They compete against other colleges and universities, and some of them are quite popular. The Honors College, this is something that we offer to students who, you know, are seeking maybe more of a challenging environment or challenging experience at the university. It does not require a separate application or anything additional on your part. If you meet the eligibility criteria from your application from admission, you'll be sent an invitation to join. And we are offering this for both our score senders and our test optional applicants this year. We offer a study abroad program. We work with over 50 different countries, and you can take advantage of this opportunity either through a faculty-led program, or you can go on your own, and trips range from either a few weeks to an entire academic year. It just depends on where you want to go, your major, how it works into your curriculum, and your academic advisor in our Office of Global Affairs will help you figure all of that out. Freshmen are required to live on campus. We have 12 different residence halls that you can choose from with all the different room styles listed there. You can continue living on campus as an upperclassman if you choose so, or you can move into our off-campus housing, which is very abundant all throughout Morgantown. We're a research level 1 institution, one of only 130 institutions in the country with that classification. And that just means that our faculty are pretty much always working on research, putting out the most possible. And if you want to do that at the undergraduate level, it's available for you. We've had some students even get published alongside their professors for the research that they've done. If you need some help with classes, free tutoring is offered to all of our students with multiple learning centers across campus and within your residence halls. We have a main career services center for everyone on campus and for our alumni. And then we also have them located within your academic department. So if you want more specific info on internships, co-op programs, and then of course, so the ultimate goal for job placement, we've got you covered there. The Mountaineer Parents Club is something that your families can take advantage of and helps keep you connected to the university while you're studying at WVU. We have chapters all over the country. We have a Northern Virginia chapter and a Central Virginia chapter. Both of those are very active and involved. So let's see here. Where are we located? Morgantown, West Virginia is about 4 hours from DC. We're in the northern part of our state and about 70 miles south of Pittsburgh. It's really a college town setting, so we do have some other companies and organizations in Morgantown, but WVU is really the heart of the community. So it's very student-centered and student-focused for that reason. It's definitely not small, but it's not large either. So we've been called a small city, and I would say that's a pretty accurate way to describe Morgantown. It's in a very beautiful part of the state with lots of outdoor recreational opportunities available, and definitely lots to do off campus. So you definitely do not have to go anywhere to find something to do if you're not wanting to do something that's offered through many of the clubs and organizations on campus. So lots to keep you busy. Our campus is separated into 3 areas in Morgantown. We have the downtown, Evansdale, and Health Sciences centers, and it is easy for you to get around with our monorail and the buses systems. Let me just do a little bit. There's academics and all the different majors that we offer. We have a rolling admissions, and you can use 2 applications, doesn't matter which one you choose. And I mentioned that we're test optional. Definitely have a lot of scholarship ranges for you, and there's no separate application or form you need to fill out for that. If you'd like to do some more research with us, you can go to our Future Student Resources site to find information about virtual tours, open houses, and other special events. This is my contact information. Please feel free to reach out to me, and I'll help you the best that I can. Thanks again for being here this evening, and have a wonderful night.
All right, so that is all of our presenters for this hour. So I'll invite all of our presenters to turn their videos back on for a panel of lovely faces while we keep an eye on the Q&A. So we welcome our participants to ask their questions through the Q&A. If it's directed at a particular school, do be sure to note that in your question. And while we let those questions be answered via typed answers, I'll invite all of our panelists in presentation order to share with us a fun tradition, a fun fact, a unique thing about their campus or their school's traditions or history that maybe didn't make it into the official presentation, but definitely something that we want to share with you. So we'll go back to Hood College.
So if you would visit campus, one of the places you would definitely stop on your tour is the pergola, which is the geographic center of campus. It has a lot of traditions associated with it. But one that's really fun that we do usually in the winter is we put lights in the pergola. And so we have a lighting ceremony where we'll have hot apple cider or hot chocolate, and they'll put the lights up. And then as the days get shorter and it gets darker, there's all these really pretty lights in the pergola, and it's a really fun event. So there's a lot more traditions, but that's one of the ones that as it's getting darker earlier, I'll highlight.
One of my favorite traditions on campus is new student move-in. There's a group of faculty, staff, and alumni that come back to participate in what we call Eagles We Hall. And as new students arrive on campus and arrive at their residence halls, there's a group of faculty, staff, and alumni that literally help you unpack your car, carry it up to your residence hall, and welcome you into the Bridgewater community.
Nice little fun fact about NSU. We were the only predominant Black institution of higher education founded during the Great Depression. And also our 134-acre campus was actually bought for $2. So it's a lot of richness on our campus. Am I allowed to answer the question that's just dropped into the box about test optional? Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, awesome. So test optional will only be offered for fall of 2021 as of right now. If you are a junior, we are highly recommending you to go ahead and take the SATs, but test optional is only offered as of right now for this year only. So I will tell my students, please prepare for testing to come back next year. Cross our fingers. We won't be in the pandemic anymore. So just please prepare if you are a junior.
And I think University of Pittsburgh was next.
Yes, sorry, my internet just hiccuped. Yes. So Pitt has a lot of really fun traditions. We are a D1 school, and our football team actually plays at Heinz Field, which is the same stadium where the Steelers play. So that's always a really fun experience. There's Panther statues across campus, and it's considered good luck to rub their noses. So like, there's usually a line, leading up to the Panther statues during finals week. Things like that are just, it's just a fun kind of quirky sort of environment with those different traditions.
Oh gosh, I'm trying to think of something I haven't already shared in one of these. Let me think real quick. I had one and then I lost it. I guess we also have a lot of fun traditions at WVU, and one of the things that I really like is after. It's not just after a football game; it's after really any athletic event. Uh, but you see it at the football games because they're on TV a lot, so I guess you'd probably notice it there. But anyway, what we do is, especially after a win, the whole crowd kind of joins in unison in singing "Country Roads" by John Denver, and it's just really fun. It makes for a really fun atmosphere, and I remember my first time experiencing that. My first football game as a college student. I just couldn't believe it, It was, I wasn't expecting it, and but it was really something. So it's just fun. You feel like you're together with your Mountaineer family doing that. So it's a fun thing to do.
Great. So we'll have a few more minutes to make sure everybody gets through the questions in the Q&A, and then since we were one school short, we'll wrap up about 6 minutes early. All right, so it looks like we've got all the questions answered, so we'll go ahead and wrap up. So I want to say thank you again to all of the presenters, all of the participants who joined us and asked their questions. And thank you all for joining us this evening. When you close this window, there will be a link to a very quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this is just one of many different sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions at strivescan.com/Virginia. And in about a week, you'll be able to find this session's recording as well as all the other session recordings at strivescan.com/Virginia. So again, thank you to everybody who joined us this evening and have a great night.